Satisfied, yeah. Satisfied with a very good win. Thought the lads showed really good intent. It's a bit of a fine line. Sometimes you end up overplaying, but there was a decent breeze there. And yeah, we want to be able to play a pace. And sometimes, if you have that intent to play a pace, you get see the rewards maybe later in the game as well. Obviously, the red card, it changes the dynamic of the game pretty drastically. So I thought guys were playing well up until that point. Obviously, scored a couple of good tries early on, but yeah, the red card changes the dynamic of the game pretty drastically. Obviously, having a bit of a breeze in the second half on top of that. So. And yeah, Montpellier, obviously they had to go out and they actually came with a lot of intent to play as well, which probably got them in trouble when they're down to 14 men. So, but yeah, I thought guys stuck to task really, really well, which was very, very pleasing.
Before the red card.
Just with everything that's going on at the moment, it's a very tough area. I haven't studied it in enough detail really, but yeah, it's late around the head. You're running that risk. So. Players are being made aware of it. The word accidental doesn't mean anything anymore. So yeah, it's a tough one. It's a tough one because a red card in rugby, it's a big deal, So and it gives obviously the opposition, which is also a huge advantage.
How was Johnny? It seemed like a relatively short HIA.
Yeah, the problem might be more worried about his neck than anything else. So yeah, he flew through the HIA, so he was back available. They just want to make sure his neck was okay. But yeah, he was fine.
He stayed down for a long time initially, though. He stayed down for a long time initially.
Yeah, I think they're more worried about his neck than anything. So yeah, but he's up and about there fine.
And any other injuries?
Issa with he had a dead leg, so he got that sort of midway through the first half. You could see him, he was limping around a little bit. Didn't affect his performance too much, but longer half time, close to freezing conditions is not great for dead legs. So you could see he was struggling just in the first couple of minutes of that second half. So it's nice luxury to have Rob Carney on the bench. So he came in and did well. So other guys seem to come through okay, I think. Yeah, we just got to go over Cass and win the game, so which gets us the home quarter final. Obviously, it's nice playing on a Friday when you've won, and you can sort of watch all the other games and have a look at what the actual permutations are. We talked during the week. It was just a pretty simple equation for us was to win the game tonight, which gets us into the quarterfinals. Whereas we know it's reasonably simple: win and we get a home quarterfinal. So that will be the focus point for us right now.
Robbie Henshaw there had the second Dan maybe on for him?
Yeah, he just had he had a little bit of tightness, yeah, so we brought Dan on. Dan's been pushing to play in the wing as well, so yeah, no, it was more out of precaution than anything.
Obviously the red card changed the game, but up until for those 26 minutes, Everton spoke about yesterday, Everton pulling them around the field and playing with high tempo, Everton's going according to plan. Impressed with how they put that plan is actually.
Yeah, the unstructured part of the game I thought was really, really pleasing. Yeah, there's a couple of times where we get ourselves in trouble. We know Montpellier go hard at the ruck. We get turned over a couple of times. Obviously, Franstein misses a penalty early on in the game and gets another one off turnovers. I think we turned the ball over at the ruck maybe 5 times. I can probably think off the top of my head. Which we knew that was an area they were going to target. So we just need to be maybe a little bit more accurate in that area. Cass will pose some similar issues or threats for us next week. They've been going particularly well at home, so it's we just need to make sure we're on point when it comes to playing next week over there.
Yeah, where does that performance rank?
Yeah, it's great. They scored those amount of tries against a team like that, but the red card does distort it a little bit. So, which was pleasing the first 20 minutes.
60, 70 and 50 points in the games over the course of the last month. I mean, Issa spoke about the confidence and the movement in the camp, and that's only going to continue performances like that.
Yeah, guys are working hard, and you can see the guys coming off the bench, the impact that they want to make, and yeah, that's a healthy place for us as a group, and yeah, there's plenty of debate about selections because there's a lot of guys pushing hard to get picked, and they're training hard, they're working hard, and guys, you know, they seem to be enjoying playing as well, which is pleasing. So yeah, there was some good things, but yeah, we'll make. You know, I think it's important over these weekends. You know, the games are intense. There's a big build-up into them, and just need to make sure they recover well now over the course of the weekend, and we can put a good training week together and build on into another big performance. Because then there's a natural break into the Six Nations. A lot of guys again. The Irish squad announced, I think, next week sometime, and you know, the guys are putting their hand up for that as well. So lots coming up. But for us now, just about recovery, getting a good week's training done, and focus on a big performance where we can try and get a win. Any sort of win will do.
Jack, you must have enjoyed that out there.
Yeah, it was good. It was good to be back. It was my first start in Europe in a long time, so can't complain really with the performance today. It was obviously a good all-round effort from the lads, and to come away and get the result was great.
You had to survive a bit of an onslaught from them early on, but you did that and got scoring tries fairly quickly.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we showed when we upped the tempo, we were able to move them around. The last thing we want to do with a team like that was get an arm wrestle with them. You know, they're obviously big physical lads, so we upped the tempo, we spread it wide, and I think it showed that we were able to take advantage of the spaces that they left.
And did you feel like you were getting a lot more space than when they went down to 14?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, that numerical advantage is massive, whether it's in the scrum or it's going to be in the line out or in the back line. I think even Johnny, a few of those kicks through to the edge when they were a bit short, you know, got us into the game that bit more in the second half, and we were able to put points on the board.
Can you talk us through your tries?
Bragging inside.
Well, Issa did most of the work for the first one, and then I pretty much just fell over for the second one, and I suppose the third one, if I hadn't got over, it would have been shot. So yeah, look, it's been a long time since I've scored 3 tries. I was just happy to get the nod to start, so that's an added bonus today.
Was there feeling in training this week that performance was coming down the track?
Yeah, look, we always go out and train hard with massive intensity and intent. We knew what they bring. We knew what their kind of how they tried to get into the game with their scrum and their maul, and we dealt with that today well, and it showed come 80 minutes.
When was the last time you scored 3 tries then?
Jesus, probably 16 or something, probably second row for St. Jared, so it's been a while.
Jack, with brought up earlier in the week all this stuff about project players again, kind of out of nowhere, like, but let's say with this Ireland squad coming up, you have someone like CJ Stander playing similar position to yourself. Do you personally have any issue with a project player coming in and playing your position?
No, absolutely not. Like, those lads come in, they've been here for the right amount of time to get Irish qualified, and you know, they're bringing a different standard, and if they're bringing it and they're upping it, then everyone else has to react to that and be better, and if anything, it just increases the talent around them and makes everyone up their level. So, you know, I won't be looking too far ahead other than next week.
And I suppose the team for you, I suppose maybe if Sean's back or something like that for next week, is maybe just holding that position for a big game next weekend as well.
You're going to have to ask the man beside me. I don't really know. We'll have to wait and see.
Jack, the red card today, the Sean Reedy decision last week, are players having to change their approach to tackling? Has it changed from your point of view at all?
Look, we know not to go out and you know, put in high shots, because he has the liability of getting sided where it's going to be a yellow or a red. So, and sometimes it happens, mistakes happen, but you know, we don't go out and during Monday to Friday and train to put in high tackles. So I think they know what the law is and what they can do and what they can't do.